Let's also listen. I'll give my take after this.
Presidential candidate of the Labour Party insinuated on his appearance on one of the television stations that you kind of betrayed him. That was the implication of his comment. How do you respond or react to that?
Well, let's put it this way. Any politician that knows what he's doing cannot be betrayed by anybody. If there is anybody that betrayed the other, I can say it emphatically that Peter Obi betrayed me. You know, when we started 2023, it was an organic movement. Every Nigerian wanted a change. Every Nigerian was dissatisfied with the way things were going. And everybody wanted a change. And so we and Nigerians felt that there is a new thing that is appearing in the horizon. And because I'm a man looking for the security and welfare of Nigerians, not any politician or any political party, I was sold to it. Nobody drafted me into following the movement. I followed the movement myself. And so when I was chosen to be a spokesperson, I honored it. And then we continued. And everybody knew what I did and my contribution. Because one thing about being a spokesperson is that you are out there. So whatever you're doing is in the public. So whatever you're contributing when you're a spokesperson is out there in the public. And we did. And we achieved what we believed we achieved. And we believed that we won the election. Then after that, what happened? We believed that we were denied. We went to court, up to Supreme Court, and we believed that we did not get justice. Now, our leaders say, calm down. And that was how that chapter ended. What then happened after that? If you did what you did in 2023, if you are a brilliant politician, what you should do is to start preparing, start consolidating for 2027. And the first platform you start with is your party. In Nigeria, there's no room for independent candidacy. So you must have a party, a political party as your platform. And when we moved into Labour Party, nobody was interested in the structure of the Labour Party because we moved in for the election. So nobody even wanted to ruffle any structure of Labour Party. That was why when people wanted to assault Labour Party, I took it that they wanted to assault our electoral chances, and I fought fiercely against that. When you hear all those other factions fighting Labour Party then, and we always succeeded. Then after that, there now came a convention where we needed now to start showing the world whether we are serious in building a virile democratic party or not. Whatever you told the world before 2023 will not matter in 2027 because there will be no new thing you will tell them. It is what you do from 2023 to 2027 that they will judge you with. And I raised the advice that we said we are fighting against the structure of criminality. We said we are better off even if we lose doing the right thing than winning doing the wrong thing. That this is the litmus test. And then when we entered into the convention, I, as the spokesperson, was not even informed about the convention. I saw it leaked when the letter was leaked in the social media. But because I was not interested in being an executive of the Labour Party or being interested in any elective post, I was like, I wanted to keep quiet until Peter Obi himself came out publicly to say, the people that are doing this convention did not consult people. This convention should not go on. This convention should not go on. And then the convention went on after warning them. And then, knowing the consequence that a leader has said something and the people did not follow the leader, the next thing is that the leader ought to embark on doing something to ensure that his order was obeyed. I called Peter Obi privately. You made this public statement. Do you mean it? Or was it a political statement? Because I have no dog in this fight. And then he said, he meant it. Can't I see that he did not even attend the convention? And I'm like, what a cheek. What gave these people the power to continue when our leader has spoken? And that was when I came out to say that convention is illegal and is null and void. And presented my facts by law. Because in fairness, it was an illegal convention. That was how I said, no, it can't stand. Then you, the Peter Obi that said that, after a little while, they went and lied to Peter Obi that INEC has accepted them. That was a lie they told him. And then Peter Obi surreptitiously went back to them. And I'm like, sir, you have made a public statement on integrity. Even if INEC has accepted these people, that is not a criterion for you to go back and start dealing with them. Because these people have shown that they are not democratic. If you go back to them, they will destroy your political career. And everything you have said about integrity and everything will die. That these people are now agents in the hand of the government to destabilize you. That you should not try it. And that since you have made a public statement and we have started acting on it, if we go back, it's going to affect our integrity. Me, I don't go back. Because not only that you said it, it is true that what they did was absolutely illegal and unconstitutional. If you go back to them, I will not go back to you. I will not go back with you. And you know what? I called all the people that were in the inner circle and told them the same. Look at what our guy is trying to do. He wants to go back with the Abure people. If he does it, he's not going to go back with me. Because I do not swallow back my words. And after saying all those things, within like 72 hours, he went back to Abure's office to publicly endorse them. And when he was there talking to them, one of the leaders in that executive sent me the video to mock me that the person I'm fighting for against them has come to their office to endorse them. What am I waiting for? That was the first time I made a public statement that I disassociate myself from anything Abure and his executive. And that was the last time I sat down with Peter Obi to talk. And then we continued. Because I told Peter Obi, if because they lied to you, or even they told you that INEC, because then he didn't know they lied to him, but I know, being a lawyer. I said, assuming without considering that INEC has even recognized them. INEC recognized Tinubu. So why not let us go back with him? So I told him, because one philosopher, Alan Kasden, he said, never compromise your principles, even if it will lead to difficulty in the short term. Never compromise your principles, even if it will lead to problems, to difficulties in the short term. That's my policy. So, if INEC recognize them and you know they did the wrong thing and you want to go with them, then you are a politician of convenience, not a politician of conviction. And I told him, you are going into a problem. And so we continued. I disassociated myself and continued on that platform. It dawned on him because when he went to endorse them, he saw the backlash. Then he said, no, he's looking for reconciliation. I said, fine. That is still a very good escape route for him if he can, maintain it and distance himself from them. It was when INEC now publicly disassociated itself from Julius Aburi. That was when Obi now came out and became neutral. And I'm like, sir, you cannot be neutral on this issue. Something has to be done. And then, even when INEC disassociated themselves, the Labour Party did not have leadership and confusion was breeding everywhere. I said, sir, you cannot be neutral. You have to say something. NLC had a meeting and all of us came there and he said he prefers to sit on the fence. And I'm like, hold on. In front of everybody, I said, sir, this is not something you can sit on the fence. A leader must take a decision. And he insisted he prefers to sit on the fence. And I said, okay. When he left, all the people there, we are so annoyed. I still begged them. I said, please. Because I know that his political career is on the line. I still begged them. I said, please, let's write a letter to him and still give him time to take decision. Because everybody wanted to implement whatever is his wish. Because we were fighting for him. We wrote a letter to him and still gave him some time. He still did not reply at all. That was when we came up with the caretaker committee idea. It was my brainchild. I went into the constitution and I told them, the NWC having been rejected, this is the only choice we have legally. And that was how it was carried. And then Alex Oti, the governor Alex Oti, took it upon himself because he's a more decisive person. And then organized the Woman Here trip where they, chose and Obi came and announced the caretaker chairman. After that day, Julius Abure people went to court. Obi even told them that if they go to court and win, he will support them. After he's announcing the caretaker committee. And they went to court and won. And Obi abandoned the caretaker committee and started working with them. I was still maintaining my stand. I still told the whole world. I said the High Court decision is not according to the law. Because I'm a minister in the Temple of Justice. And our first rule in professional conduct is that we are trained to uphold the rule of law. Abure went to Court of Appeal. As in, the caretaker committee went on Court of Appeal. And Abure won. By then, Obi had made up his mind that these people are the authentic one. And he was working with them. The gubernatorial election in Anambra State, it was Abure people that brought the candidate of Labour. Obi worked with them on that. And then, I made it clear, after the Court of Appeal decision, and I saw that Obi is still working with these people. Remember, they asked the legal advisor of Labour Party openly, and he said Obi is working with them. Within the time they went to court, I maintained my stand that the High Court and the Court of Appeal, they are in error because that did not accord to the law, because the law is very clear. The Supreme Court has held that the court does not have any jurisdiction to interfere in the internal affairs of political parties. And I say this is the position of the law. And the High Court and the Court of Appeal erred in law. And that even if they go to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court holds that they are right, I am done with Labour Party. Because I have seen what they are doing, and that's not what should be done. And my principal will not allow me, knowing that they are not doing the right thing, to follow them. So I resigned from the Labour Party because I said, whatever is the decision of the Supreme Court, whether it is for caretaker or for Abure them, I do not think I want to work with this set of politicians that do not have principle. And throughout the time I worked with Obi, I never worked with any politician whatsoever. And I'm making a public statement. When I was in PDP, I never consulted and worked with any politician outside PDP. When I was in APC, the same thing. When I was in Labour Party, the same thing. So I resigned from Labour Party. And then, when the Supreme Court gave judgment, that was when Obi remembered again the caretaker committee. Caretaker committee was in abeyance. I was the one who even going to the press when they asked me anything, defending them. Even when I resigned from Labour Party. Because as you know, I'm a public affairs analyst. And I state the facts anytime as clear as possible. So when the Supreme Court gave judgment, it was in favor of the caretaker committee. That was when Obi came back. And when we had that meeting, he said, let us take the CTC to INEC. And they went to INEC. And then they took the CTC there. Yet INEC did not do anything. INEC was delaying. And since then, what has he done? So the issue here is that Obi, when he said that somebody betrayed him, it is not true. Obi is the one betraying himself. And let me tell you the gospel truth. Nobody is murdering Obi's political career. Obi is committing political suicide. And I mean it. Because I recall when we were campaigning, I went to the national office when I saw their mindset and pleaded with every member of the Labour Party that nobody should campaign or endorse any candidate who is not a member of the Labour Party. Till today, when I was Labour Party, I did not endorse any candidate from councillorship to the presidency. The same will be endorsed candidates of other political parties publicly. The gubernatorial candidate of another party was who Obi endorsed in Cross River State, rather than the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate publicly. When I'm saying anything I did with Obi, it is only the ones that had been public. Anything we discuss confidentially, I would never say unless he brings it up. So everything I'm telling you is something that's already in the public. So at the end of the day, it was still Obi that endorsed the candidates of other political parties, apart from Labour Party. I recall when I took some Labour Party candidates to the national headquarters, begging that they should be endorsed. I knew the obstacles that I had to pass. So the issue here is when he's trying to make that insinuation. When I was telling him that these people, they were going to sell him out, that if he follows them, I will not follow him. He said I was behaving rascally. I was trying to make him I'm in a haste. That I'm suggesting, trying to make insinuations. Because he likes to make insinuations. What is he saying today? The same will be saying the government is using these people against him. The same thing Kenneth Okonkwo told him how many months ago? For crying out loud, if you're a leader, you are in such a party, you have 2-3 options. The first one is if you see that these people are criminals the way you want to paint them now, you leave the party if you can't solve the problem as a leader, so that your followers will not be confused, and so that you don't get so close to the time of the next election that you would have nothing to do about it. Now, you did not leave. You remained with them. Why? Because you're in cahoot with them in everything they're doing. In all the primaries that the Abure them organized, none was organized without Obi's approval, whether in Imo, whether in Edo, whether in Ondo, and now in Anambra. And that was how Obi campaigned for all the candidates that came out of it. So you're in cahoots with these people in private. In public, you want to paint another image. No, you're just being a politician of convenience, not a politician of conviction. So where does Kenneth Okonkwo come into this? When I couldn't take it anymore, I left. And before leaving, I had nothing to do with any politician. Nothing. So the issue here is that Peter Obi, you're not a team player. You're not a great manager of political issues. And you're looking for your problem outside you. I told him that whatever happens to Labour Party has happened to his political career. Because anytime you're stepping out into a coalition, the destiny of your political future is no longer in your hands. Because you have to subordinate your own interest to the interest of the coalition. Labour Party is not viable now as a party to prosecute presidential campaign. So his political destiny lies now in the coalition, or he is not going to make any impact whatsoever in 2027. So when he insinuated that Kenneth Okonkwo betrayed him, sorry, Obi betrayed himself, because he is just committing political suicide.
Since you've made reference to the coalition, let's take it from there. What's your general assessment of the viability of the coalition being midwifed by opposition political parties, and are you part of it?
Yes, I am part of the coalition, and in all honesty, the opposition does not even have a choice, because the individual political parties are not viable. So it's not even as if they have a choice. If the coalition cannot succeed, let all of them unanimously go and endorse Tinubu. No, you don't waste the time of Nigerians. I'm not the kind of person that will come and not tell you the truth. I know what people suffered in 2023. They stayed in the rain, they stayed in the sun to vote for us. I will not subject Nigerians to such suffering if I am not sure that the opposition parties are serious. You want to deal with an incumbent, and you want to gallivant that you want to say you don't want to be united, and you want me to tell Nigerians to come and waste their time to fly home. Some people flew home from abroad. I know one young man that had a daughter. He had a problem with the wife, and the daughter was autistic. Yet he had to fly both of them home to vote for us. Then you're telling me you want to go alone, and you want me to come, and the opposition parties do not even have a choice. The only choice they have is to come together, consolidate their fortunes, and take out Tinubu. Nigerians will be willing to vote if they are sure that the oppositions are not in disarray, and if they are sure that their votes will count, if they are sure that when they vote, the politicians will be able to defend their votes, or at least galvanize them to defend their votes themselves. If they see that there is any politician who is not serious, who goes alone, they might ignore the politician. Because according to the law of thermodynamics, if you want to transfer energy from one matter to the other, some energy will unavoidably be lost. So even though we are in the coalition, eventually, I cannot guarantee you that everybody will end up being in the coalition. But if some people are leaving because of their personal selfishness, because of their personal considerations, Nigerians will be willing to ignore that person. But if it is because the opposition cannot on their own come together, then Nigerians will say these people are not serious. If you cannot act in unity, how then will you even act in unity if we give you our votes? So the opposition do not even have a choice. They must have to coalesce. So I'm part of it, because I'm part of the people that believe that this government has become an apology. You know, when people are arrogantly, disorderly, and unconscionably evil, that's what this government has become. I am telling you. How do you explain that hundreds of people are massacred in Benue under your nose, and the governor is shouting, crying, telling you what is happening, and yet you do not move in immediately? When one person, an American, was held in Niger State in Nigeria, they deployed all their resources to rescue the person. In Nigeria, you're rather taking resources away from where the insurgents are operating to take them to another place. Zulum said the resources that are needed to fight Boko Haram is being taken away to Northwest, and that is why the insurgency is resurfacing. Why didn't you use that money that you used to buy your private jet? Why didn't you use it to buy those resources you need for the Northwest, at least as a matter of priority, to prioritize the life and welfare of your citizens? You can still get a private jet when things are sorted out. Why would it be your first priority after you're removing fuel subsidy, that people are paying 1,000 naira plus for what they were paying 100 naira plus, and you're telling me it was a wise thing you removed subsidy? No, it was a wicked thing. It was not a demonstration of wisdom, it was a demonstration of wickedness. Because people that were earning 30,000, and you increase this fuel first before increasing their salary, how would they survive? So it is not anything secret that we have more malnourished children in Nigeria now than in war-torn Sudan. It was as a result of the wicked policies of making transportation unaffordable. Farmers cannot go to farm because of insecurity, and then you are not prioritizing their security and welfare, but prioritizing the welfare of yourself, your family, and your cronies. You are giving a project of 15 trillion naira for your family business without competitive bid. Then you will renovate, because what Tinubu is doing now is refurbish and rename. They will refurbish existing structure and rename it after Tinubu. A structure built by IBP, the International Conference Center, with 240 million naira. You refurbished with 39 billion naira, and you named it after yourself. So also other infrastructure. That's not wisdom. That's wickedness. So I want you to understand that the coalition needs to come in now to salvage this country, because we are heading towards Armageddon. And this is the government that has the audacity to lie. If the inflation figure is going too high, they will rebase it and tell you it's no longer 34, it's 24 by rebasing. So the coalition is very important, and Nigerians are waiting for the coalition. Is it not amazing that when Governor Umeno went to APC, there are 3 commissioners, as I heard, said they were not going with him. Even one commissioner had 2 portfolios, risking his livelihood. So you can imagine the level that Nigerians detest APC. However, it is not the badness of APC that will make them to go. It will be the goodness of the coalition. So the coalition has to come together in unity, dropping their individual preferences, like I have dropped mine. And whoever wins in a free and fair primary election, every other person should support that person. It's not a game of north or south. It's not a game of zoning. It's a game of survival. When you want to survive, you don't begin to look for any excuse, so that we can take out Tinubu first and have a transitional government that will establish democratic structures and build institutions that will make Nigeria to start growing and developing from there.
Thanks for checking out Symfoni on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.